Aaron with the Locators, thanks for stopping by and checking out our channel. Today we're going to be doing a Smitty sled mod. I got some milk crates here, I got some oversized ones and some regular average Joe ones, and I'm going to be incorporating them into my sled. Keep everything lightweight, and we're going to move on to basically pulling the sled out, setting up the tent around it, and being multifunctional inside and see how well I can do it. Should be a fun process for me, and I'll take you through the whole process as we go. I did have a piece of checker plate left over from my last Smitty sled mod build. I took it off and sold the sled. It was one of those sleds that you hook up to a skidoo. Anyway, that's gone, and I was left with some material left over, and just so happens this hinge fits perfectly within the milk crate. So I'm just going to drill some holes, bolt that up, it's going to open, and it's going to close. It's going to act as a seat and also as well as a table. Let's get right into this. I'm going to time lapse some building processes to make it go a little bit quicker. So what you see me doing right here is just bringing it up to level with the checker plate once the lid's closed. I had to lift it up a little bit to have clearance for it to fold down flat, and now I'm just bringing it up a little bit using a couple of scrap 2x4s and a little bit of rubber to dampen the sound when the lid closes. A couple of washers with rubber on the ends of them, and a wood screw that went right through the plastic in the right spot on both sides. So now when I close my lid, I have that sound deafening quiet that we all want when we're in our ice houses. So what I'm doing here is I'm just adding a twist lock Berkeley rod rack to the top. I had to add an extra piece of wood to the side of the milk crate just to give it that extra, flush look at the front, and then, kind of hang it off on the back. So I'll go ahead and install the other piece. Now it's going to give me my twist lock, and it's just going to fit snug like that, and I can put my rods across the top and have my camera inside with the window open for the milk crate. So it can act as two sources of purpose. Three custom milk crates today I've built for my sled modification. This will be number 3. I'm basically going to pan around each one after they're built, bring you into the full end result and what each one serves its purpose for. So let's get started on build milk crate number 3. I'm doing something a little bit differently. I'm going to be using zip ties just to have that lid open and close. Just a simple different way of doing something. You don't always have to have a whole bunch of tools and a whole bunch of nuts and bolts at the hardware store. So once you have your holes lined up bottom and top of the piece you're connecting, just simply tighten them up, but not too tight. Just give them a little bit, just give it a little bit of loop. Okay, that might even have been a little too tight. But you want to be able to open the lid completely, otherwise you're going to have it won't open if you tighten them up. So I'm going to find my sweet spot. And there it is. We have it. That's a cheap way of doing something just to get you through. Like when you're building custom mods for yourself, not everything has to be perfect and easy on the eyes. you're just making yourself extra tools, you know. So I know it's not the most appealing looking thing and it's not the most sturdiest, but it's cheap. It's go to the dollar store, get yourself a couple of these. You got plenty more when they break or fall off, or even if they get cold and they break, keep a pack inside. Bringing everything anyway, so you might as well just work with what you got. I take my flush cut zip tie cutters and I cut off all those excess pieces. I got a little guy in there and I don't want him to cut himself. That's milk crate number 3. I added some eyelets just for the simple fact that I can bungee strap something down to this if I want to put something on top. So I double nut it on the bottom. Simple trick is to stick your screwdriver in. This is where you want. There you go, she's tight. Times 2. Also incorporated 2 other holes for the other side. Catch the bungees. Oh, catch. Right. Put something underneath there. And you're golden. Today's reveal day. You can't have a Smitty sled build without a pair of skis. So, quick trip to the Value Village. Super easy build. Got myself some skis. Had some light gauge aluminum laying around. Took the bindings off, replaced them with some light gauge aluminum tubing, which had 45 both edges, and self-tapped my pieces direct into there. To give myself some nice cross members, I got 2 of them. Just cut that piece right in half. Drilled a couple of holes at the end of my skis to tie some rope through it. And I gave myself probably about 7 feet of rope, and I just tie this around my shoulder, and away I go. And I'm pulling this thing with the greatest of ease. I added some bungee cords with some carabiners and a few eyelets that I incorporated onto the tubing. Now these are basically gonna tie right into my sled. So now that I have my Pelican sled on top of my skis, I incorporated a handle that you would use on your kitchen cabinets. Just stuck some thick rubber underneath and screwed them right in. And that allows me to take my bungee, flip it right through there. And that's a simple mod you can add. You can also put your ice fishing tents on the side and it doesn't fall out. It keeps everything relatively stable and secure inside there. These bungee cords are fantastic for basically everything and anything. I use them quite a few times on this whole apparatus. Well, let's get into why we made those milk crates and let's get them all set up. So here we have 2 milk crates. Milk crate number 2 and milk crate number 1. This is just going to be utilized for my propane, for my storage, propane apparatuses and whatnot. I can fit whatever I need to inside there. I like to keep lightweight, but then sometimes I also like to pack pretty heavy. This is my favorite part right here, and this is pretty much why I came up with the whole idea to go in this direction. Simply flip it over, and you got yourself a table. We'll play host to my ice fishing camera while I'm sitting in my tent. We're watching our Vexlar, we're fishing. Sorry, I'm not in the ice house right now, it's just time is busy during November trying to get that deer in the freezer, utilizing every weekend I possibly can in the ground blind. But I love having the table beside me. I can move this off to the side, throw the Coleman stove, do some grilling, eat some breakfast, have a nice cup of warm coffee. I installed this coal pin bracket mount. I just had them, I bought them for something, I just never used them. But I just drilled a hole in the side and mounted that on nice and easy. It fits my cup just perfectly. And I just like the fact of having a table and being nice and versatile there. So let's get into how everything kind of sets up. And just like that, you're all set up. You got everything nice and secure. Utilize a little bit of rope to keep this secured down. But it's all plug and play. You're ready to go. You got all your equipment. You're not fumbling and bumbling trying to find this, trying to find that. Everything's all got its place. Super versatile. All you gotta do is throw the stuff in your truck and away you go. This whole sled and ski system will sit right underneath my tonneau cover, and I'll literally throw these milk crates in the back seat of my truck. And these milk crates with the checker plate on top can all sit inside. The tonneau cover goes over top of everything, keeps all the snow out, get to your destination, and just basically fill it up just like I did there. Anyways, that's my build in a nutshell, start to finish, and there's your final reveal product. In the end, we'll go through a little bit of pictures out in the front yard. And as always, thanks for tuning in to Locators on YouTube, and we'll see you guys next time on the lake.